It's early autumn, and there are hundreds of millions of bulbs being planted in pots to flower up to Christmas time and into the spring. But I'm thinking of something that perhaps you could eat. How about growing garlic in pots? The best time to set the bulbs up is during the early autumn, September to the middle end of October in the UK. But don't be tempted to use shop grown or supermarket cloves because you can see here they're small, but also you don't know the cultivar type. You don't know if they are disease resistant or if they're even suitable for growing in your particular climate. I'm using garlic figure, which is suitable for growing in most gardens. It's virus free, it's a soft neck, and it produces about 10 to 12 cloves per bulb. But don't be tempted to split them too early. Just put them on the side, a little bit of gentle pressure, and they'll fall apart like this. Then need to check them to make sure that there are no damaged or diseased bulbs there. And it's best to carry out this operation just before you want to plant them. Don't do it too early, otherwise you could set up rots once they're split. Only keep the larger ones, any of the small ones put to one side, or you can pop them individually into a smaller pot. But once you go to this stage, you're ready for planting out. And I reckon that you can get at least 8 to 10 usable cloves from one bulb. We now come to the potting up stage, and I like to use a 10-inch or 7.5 litre pot. It has to be at least 150 centimetres, 6 inches deep. Garlic appreciates a good root run. The root system is quite extensive, and don't forget these bulbs are going to swell as well, and they need to carry the crop through right to the middle of next summer. You're looking at June. The compost I use is 75% or 3/4 soil-based compost, and I just open it up with about 25% quarter of soilless compost, and this creates the right sort of balance within it. I also have added a 1 litre pot of coarse grit just to try and open it up and assist with the drainage, and partially fill the pot up to the point where you begin to create the planting level. Just making sure it's level, compact it so it doesn't slump when you water it. I like to constantly compact and jiggle the pots up and down just to settle the compost and make sure it's there. Try to create a level surface so that each clove has an equal growing condition, and I like to get it just about 2 inches 5 centimeters below the rim, the little ledge, not the top of the pot, and that way then you can add a layer of grit to it later on. But now we've got that there, we've got the even surface, and we're ready to go. Always take the opportunity for a little bit of last minute quality control. Check the cloves to see that they are, as you imagine it would be, large and disease free and suitable for planting. I prefer to underplant rather than overplant, though you could get possibly 8 cloves in this. I've planted 7. Just thinking a little bit of extra space may be the 10% that improves the overall quality of the garlic. We're now moving on to covering the cloves, and eventually we will fill the pot up to level with the rim, as I said before. Just make sure that they are equally spaced, and then you're way to go. I've come in slightly from the edge because I'm trying to allow for the swelling of the bulb. I'm not tempted to put one in the middle. It doesn't achieve anything. I think it tends to overcrowd the pot and cause bad air circulation. So just make sure that when you fill them up that you don't knock any over or leave them on their sides. They would probably straighten themselves up, but I just like to make sure that they all get an equal chance and the same start in life. And there we are. So just see the tips showing through, and just take a bit of time just to tweak the compost between them, make any last minute adjustments as we've got there. And now we're bringing them up to the finish level. I've almost used up all of the soilless and soil-based compost that I prepared beforehand, but it doesn't really matter because I can just top up now. It's not far to go. When you got 2.5 centimeters or an inch to go, and I'm just using straightforward soilless compost and get tamping again just to settle it, and I will fill the space between the top of the compost and the top of the pot with grit, and that's to protect the surface of the compost during the winter time so it doesn't get too rain beaten or weather damaged, and just stand the pots out in the cold, let them take everything that winter can throw at them. Just put them near a wall or a fence or under a hedge if it's really, really wet to keep the water out of them. And you can see the finished pots there, and hopefully by the middle of next summer we'll have some decent garlic bulbs to harvest. Diolch, and thank you for watching. Goodbye for now, but if you would like to see any more, please hit the subscribe and like buttons.